Hi everybody, how's it going? Hope you're all well. Hello, who have we got in here? Hello people. Okay. Thank you for the like. Hi Carol. Hi Usman. Weatherspoon breakfast. Oh goodness. Is that what you're up to now? Weatherspoons. Hello Fernie, how you doing? Where were you yesterday? Don't think I saw you all yesterday. Yeah, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Hello, Discover with Tegan. How you doing? You okay? Thank you, Carol. Hello, Shield of God. How are you today? Welcome in here. So I was like kind of looking into like the ego and stuff and Godzilla, because apparently there's this book called Course in Miracles that talks about like the ego being an illusion and all that. Yeah, I don't play songs on here really. Hello Ronak Kumar, how you doing? Thank you. Hi Sol. Hi Kodiga. No, I'm not religious myself. Hi Mike. Okay. Oh goodness, these names already. Yeah. Anyway, so hi Dirk Diggler. No, I didn't take the job. No. Hello JL777. How you doing? Hope you're well today. Hello Swapris. Mr. Brown, nice to see you again. Is it morning? Yes, it's still morning here in the UK. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody. Dirk says, good job. What makes you say I look like I've had it? I don't know how somebody can look like it. Hi, Nicole Allen. Can you do... No, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't think so. Hi, Simple Guy. Hi, Sean. How you doing? Hi, Jay Biggs. How are you today? Fernie, are you still there? Hit that like button. I've got 17 people, 3 likes. Yeah, give me a like if you don't mind. Just help with the algorithm stuff. You're probably the only CV era streamer I still watch. Jamie, you've come a long way from when you started, man. Your talking is much more confident now. Oh, really? I didn't know you was watching me then. Apparently, you was watching me then. So, yeah, a lot of people have said that actually. They said that I sound a lot more confident now. I think a lot of it was just changing up my style, I guess, probably helped. Like when I was sort of having a bit less care for myself, I mean, that probably affects you on a subconscious level where you kind of don't project a lot of confidence. So yeah, I think that does affect it really, because deep down it's like self-image issues and stuff like that. So yeah, my old name was Jake the Trouser Snake. I don't even remember that name. I don't think so. Yeah. Hello, Monic Girl. How you doing? Hope you're well today, people. Nice to meet you all. If you're new here, guys, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. Yeah. Jake the toilet snake for a while too. Yeah, to be honest, I don't remember. It was probably a while ago. Talk later. Take care, Carol. Hi, S'more. Approximately how many ears are corn have you? I don't know. That's a hard question, really, isn't it? Okay. Rob Guz, what we're talking about, I don't know yet. Hello, Justin. I was going to talk a bit about ego, and because in this book called Course in Miracles, it talks about the ego being, us separating ourselves from love and all that, and because we talk about like forgiveness is something that the ego doesn't want to do because, like, when, for example, when someone's done something bad to you, or you feel like somebody's done something bad to you, then the ego will sort of be like, you'll feel betrayed or you'll feel whatever. But the thing is, right, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's different. Like, everybody goes through different things. So this is what we've got to try and do, is to, a little home on the waist. Yeah. I have to try to kind of, just let go of all that, let go of all the resentment, all those negative feelings, because we don't know like everybody's situation and stuff. Hello, Alex Morgan. No, of course, there's some times where you can't really, sort of, I mean, not that you can't forgive them. And I mean, it doesn't always mean that you have to let people off the hook. But the thing is, we shouldn't be like holding grudges over petty things, because that's usually, it's something to do with the ego. It's something to do with, you feel, that you've been betrayed or whatever, but it's like, that is from the, that more emotional part of your brain and stuff. Hello, Ling Ling. I'm from the UK, Rob. Yeah, hi, Lolbird. You shouldn't hold on to the pain they cause. Yeah, but the thing is that what I'm saying is that oftentimes people will, they will blame them for like causing them pain, but it's like, we have to sort of like, the thing is, we can't control the like external. We have to like try to control the internal. So this is when you become a bit more, if you will, spiritual. I know it's kind of a bit of a vague term, but basically, I mean, what I mean by it is becoming more sort of mindful of thoughts, and whenever you're having a thought of resentment or any bitterness or anything like that, is to just not attach to that. Hello, Beat to Max. We've had this conversation before, so I'll say what I said last time. Forgiveness is a magical thing, and most people don't realize that it's more for your own benefit. Why add weight to? So that's what I was saying, yeah. Like that's what I've come to realize, is that, and oftentimes people need to forgive themselves because of, like, about letting go of their own grief, not grief, their own guilt. Hello, the American guy, how you doing? Hello, Sideways. Hello, Barry. Thank you. Yeah, if anyone's new here, welcome in. Nice to meet you all. Oliver says I wrote. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. If laughter is the best medicine, your face must be curing the world. Huh, oh, really? Hello, GD Adventures. How you doing? Hope you're well today. Nice to meet you too. Username. What's your name? Yeah, I'm from England. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said about forgiveness, and a lot of it's for your own benefit. It's not about, forgiving somebody for their benefit. I mean, but yeah, we shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be attaching to bitterness and whatever, because it's just it's going to lay heavy on your soul, if you will. Hello, Bilal. Okay. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Hi, Complex Mind. If left, I've just read that one. Hey, JB, looking forward to seeing what the fuck. What are you on about? School reunion. I mean, you said saying something. What are you on about? School reunion. What fucking school reunion? I don't even know what they're even talking about. Probably just trying to wind me up or something. But anyway. But yeah, they say laughter is the best medicine. So yeah, just just put something on that'll make you laugh. Just maybe find some comedy. If you're ever in a bit of a low mood, just try and find a bit of maybe a cartoon, maybe some comedian or something like that. That can be good for to get you to laugh. You're creating certain frequencies when you laugh. Creating certain just like positive vibrations. But when you are, like I said, when you're having all this like bitterness inside you, that is something that is just going to weigh you down. Who's Dan? Oh no, I don't know who that is. Dan who? No, I don't. Hi, Nab. So talking about forgiveness and and why it's important to forgive those even the people who you feel betrayed by, because at the end of the day, like I said, unless it's really serious. I mean, most of the time it's like we can put things in the past, but it's just not worth holding on to that. Holding on to, because I could hold on to things that people have done or whatever, but all that's going to do is just turn you into a low vibrational person, and the thing is, when you become like that, you actually end up it actually ends up affecting others as well, because if you are not in your highest vibration, if you will, then you're just going to end up like what is it? You're not going to be the best service to others. Well, you're going to be the best service to others when you're the happiest, when you're feeling the most energetic. Don't hold grudges, stress, or bad energy. Hate and anger is bad vibration. Stress is cortisol, it messes your cells up. Yeah, I've been learning a lot about cortisol and how it's important to try and reduce it and stuff. It's Chad says, I think it's important to okay, what's going on? Have a cup half full, not half empty. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, sometimes I struggle with that, I struggle with seeing the positives in things, but it's important to like see the best in people and see because I think most people, probably even people that might seem bad, that sometimes they're misunderstood. Sometimes they need somebody who will, try to understand where they're coming from, to try and just kind of really try to understand why it is that they are the way that they are. Now, of course, we can't always fully understand that, but if we at least have a willingness to learn, to try to to meet somebody halfway and try to to work with them, to help them, and because for somebody to to be a certain way, if they've done bad things, then to me it signals that something has happened to them, probably. And because they say, don't they, that hurts people. So there isn't really any point in continuing that cycle of just bitterness. It's easy to just kind of put your hurt onto that person and be like resenting on them and stuff like that, but there is no reason to keep that going. And What are you saying? Pi 89. Not too bad, thank you, Healthy Me. How you doing? Mr. Shiny. I don't know what that is. I'm Engineer, how you doing? I mean, I guess it's like, if you can maintain a healthy weight, then I don't think it's necessarily bad. Hello, Exile Island. Okay, what is going on? It's just be cool yourself and only control your reactions and mindset. You can't control others. That's the thing, is that this again, this could be the ego, that the ego wants to be able to control external things, which is just not possible. So when you feel like you're not in control, that can be quite hurtful to the ego. They say focus on the things you can control, not what you can't. Because the problem is that when the ego sees that, there's things it cannot control, then it can freak out. It can, yeah. So that's something that we have to be mindful of, yeah. You're embarrassing. Oh, really? Don't laugh. Who hasn't tried? Okay. Can we just stop with the stupid comments? Oh, Ghost Samurai, how are you doing? Yeah, I might go take you for a walk outside later. What if pulling someone away from low vibrations energy only opens a gap for another person to fill? Yeah, that's a good question. So I was thinking about how if we don't try to work with the person and try to help them, that might end up actually leading them to hurting somebody else. So it can also be, not only is it, good for that person if you try and work with them, but can actually potentially protect somebody else from being affected by that. Because somebody who is weaker minded could be affected by somebody, whether it's like a narcissist or something like that. So, but it depends on whether you're willing to kind of go through whatever it takes to try and help that person. Sometimes there's nothing you can really do, and they might need some, professional help or something, because everybody's situation is different. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to cut them off, but if you can work with them and they've got some issues, that you can try and, just to have some patience and not, and not try and get into conflicts, and try to, just yeah, that if the, just a lot of people, like their egos will be like, if they're feeling like, betrayed or whatever, like by this person, then it's best to just, it's all about your perceptions of that, is what I'm saying there. You can only advise and plant seeds in others. You can't control their actions or thoughts. Yeah, you can only try and, help, like, by doing that. The thing is that what I would say is that, they need to try and come to it on their own. I think thinking about it, like, they should probably just, if somebody is, hurting people and they're, then they need to be able to come to it themselves. Because the thing is, if you try and push them to, be better, then that's going to lead to more resistance. It's going to lead to more, because there's this reverse psychology thing, isn't it? Where you sort of like, where you would say, like, I want to help you get better, but then by doing that, they actually rebel against you. Hey, American Swede, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for the likes, everybody. What are you saying? World could be a perfect place of intrinsic symmetry and precise perfection if you think about it as hell for people to suffer. Yeah, that's the thing. It's that, sometimes I would have negative views on the world of seeing it as hell, but that's just a perception that, that we've created in our mind, an illusion. Like we can perceive things however we want to if we just kind of open our minds up. Don't give your energy to those who aren't open to receiving it. Most just have to learn their own way, sometimes the hard way. Yeah, this is what I mean, but or just plant a seed and then just leave it there. Just all you can do is just because people want to feel like it's their decision to want to become better. They don't want to feel like it's somebody else that's pushed them into it. David Beckham. Oh yeah, but David Beckham. Yeah. So like we have to just sort of look, because I find, especially with me, that if someone tries to like tell me like what to do, or they tell me, oh, you should do this, I'm actually going to be less likely to do it, because my brain is going to like rebel against that. Some call it PDA, but a lot of people will do that. If you try to push something on somebody, they'll then do the opposite. So that's what I mean. It's like we have to try and sort of, just to be gentle with our approach to things. And you can suggest things, but you have to be not too direct and kind of in somebody's face about it. That's what I would say anyway. Mindless BS is always more interesting than the WTV. What you on about? What you saying? Okay, let's just get rid of the crap. Right. Doing a lot of random trolls and stuff. What's this, Oscar? How you doing? Yeah, just get rid of all the crap. So, well, looks like we've got some decent-ish weather today. It's a bit cold, but at least it's a little bit brighter. It was horrible yesterday, but it's like over in the Philippines at the moment. Yeah, sometimes I just like to pace up and down, and sometimes people have issues with that or whatever, but it's just, it's just a lot of losers out there. It is what it is. Yeah. But, but yeah, just, we have to like be able to, some people talk about, ego death. And hello, Diego, how you doing? Hello, I know, what's that? What's interesting in the UK? I don't know why it's interesting in the UK. So, people talk about ego as being a bad thing. Because when I looked up the definition of ego, it talks about somebody's sense of worth or something like that, or importance. So by that definition, I don't see it as being a bad thing. Because a lot of people will talk about ego as being a false identity, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't know. Like, to me, ego is just generally like it has to do with someone's self-esteem or sense of importance. Now, I think we all have to have some degree of a sense of importance and self-esteem. Otherwise, why would we even bother to get out of bed? So that's the thing of like, I don't know like how we can just not have an ego, like how we could really function with that. By that definition of ego, because it seems like everyone's got their own definition of ego. People thinking of it as a bad thing, thinking of it as having to do with some kind of delusion or something, but it can certainly be delusional if we let it be. Hello, simple person. Sun is white, not yellow. Oh yeah, wasn't that like a Mandela effect or something, where people remember the sun being like yellow or even orange at some time, whereas it's white now or something? Is that actually some Mandela effect or something? Because I thought I remember the sun being like darker in color or something. But someone was saying it has to do with all the. Were they saying it has to do with like a lot of the pollution or something, or the I don't know. Yeah, because the white light of the sun shines through prism, it splits it to all color, it rainbows. Yeah. That makes sense then. Yeah, but the sun doesn't hurt my eyes when I stare into it. Yeah, I've actually tried sun gazing, because there was people out there saying that they can get benefits from it, but I don't know if there's anything to it. I don't know. It could just be another one of those stupid things. But I would do it like at low hours of the day, like say, I mean, as in when it's at low angles. Some people say like an hour before it sets or something like that or whatever, when it's at a low angle where it's not very dangerous to the eyes. But some say that, if you stare directly into the sun, it can make you blind, which, yeah, I've heard that can happen where you can get cataracts or something. And oh, really? I don't know. A prism trophy, and when the sunlight shines through it, it creates mini rainbows on the walls of bed. Yeah, it's like the Pink Floyd album, isn't it? The Dark Side of the Moon. That prism thing with the light. If you've probably seen that album. It looks like a very famous album cover. Yeah, with the light bending through the prism and stuff. What's this? Okay, Deathbot. Okay, so is everybody okay? Might just sit back down for a bit. And yeah. What's everybody up to? Yeah, it seems like when we get into more like deeper conversation, that's when all the idiots seem to kind of just go away, don't they? Because it's probably too much of an intelligent conversation for a lot of them. Like, yeah, it feels like, I don't know, you'd have to dumb down conversations to try and appeal to most people. That's the thing. Like, they're just kind of, it goes over a lot of people's heads sometimes. I don't know, but I was thinking about doing something like that, about doing street interviews, but I don't even know what I would. Yeah, they filter themselves out. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like they just, hello, derp sauce. Oh, here we go. Zhang says, okay, these trolls again, but it is what it is. But yeah, there's people who just, if they don't get it, then it's like they're just kind of, yeah, or sometimes what'll happen is they'll come into the chat like halfway through a conversation and be like, what are you talking about? And it's like, I shouldn't have to keep explaining things as I'm going and stuff. It's like, who won giveaway? What giveaway? There's no giveaway. I think it gets a lot more attraction than talking to the screen. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I would do though. I don't know what questions I would ask or anything. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have much ideas on that right now, so. The sun doesn't burn my retina, I'm built different. Yeah, some people find it's what, good luck with what, sorry? In about with the looking into the sun or something. Anything about York in general. Maybe I could do some video about York, but I don't know. Going back to the whole point of like, the more people try and tell me to do something, the more I'll not do it. So, yeah. I'm the kind of person that if I want to do something, I'll do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, don't overdo it, all I'm saying. What do you mean? Oh yeah, and about the whole sun gazing thing, it's just, yeah, go find the oldest part of York. I don't know, I'll have a look. Oh yeah, the Jorvik Centre. Yeah, Joshua. And it's 12 p.m. now, so midday. Yeah, I could do something, but yeah, just vlogging experiences. I mean, I don't know if I'd be the best with interviews, but then again, if I say that to myself, then I'm kind of like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So a ghost walk at night. Oh yeah, could do something like that. Yeah, people get paid to do like ghost tours. They call them, innit? They can get paid good money. Oh yeah, telescopes. Yeah. Anyway, can we just get back to some kind of topic or something? I'm just like, I don't know. Okay. Let's people. Hello, GD6. Hi, Tiger. How you doing? Good to see you. What's for lunch? I don't really do lunch. I just eat when I want to eat, kind of thing. What's your favorite telescope? I don't have a favorite telescope. L. Ron Hubbard. Who's that again? I've heard of L. Ron Hubbard. Auditors, not really. I think auditors are just generally quite. I don't know. I've seen a few of them, but I feel like they're just trying to deliberately cause problems. A lot of them, like they're trying to just agitate. It's almost like they're deliberately doing it. Some of them, like they're trying to get a reaction, so then they can make themselves look like, oh look, the police are, look at them, but it's like they're, you know what I mean? Hello, Mahia. Hello, Quentin. Okay, can we just stop with the nonsense? But yeah, for auditors, I don't know. There was somebody that I knew actually called Catwoman 2005, I think her name was. I actually knew her from Blackburn when I used to live there. Like she was called, yes, yes, well, she calls herself Crazy Adventure Travels now, but she's got a YouTube channel. But I knew her from Blackburn when I used to live there. But yeah, that was some time ago. Oku. I mean, I haven't lived in Blackburn since 2020. But yeah, it's not the best place. Wouldn't last 1 minute out and about talking to people IRL. Who are you talking to? Purple Hand says, bro, are you Batman or what? Yeah, I am, yeah. A lot of strange things happening with companies these days. Maybe you could find one of those places mass producing future jobs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all that. I mean, we'll see, won't we, about all that. It's, I remember they were talking about wanting to try and get a jab for the common cold or something. It's like, really? Oh, yogurt. Oh, yeah. That's supposed to be good for your gut, isn't it? All the probiotics and stuff. Hello, Susie. Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, I did sleep. Yeah, E. Parker. Yes, I did get some sleep. Thank you. Hello, Andrea. Good to see you. How you doing? When are you live again? Yeah, check out Andrea's channel. She's got she does live sometimes as well. She was doing a talk the other day on addiction and stuff. Afternoon for you. Yeah, it's just gone 12 o'clock. Yeah. Bruv, acknowledge my telescope fact. What was that? Sorry. The Hubble telescope was invented by L. Ron Hubbard. Oh, cool. Well, that's what it was then, yeah. Yeah, I've heard the name before, so that was what it was then. 8 p.m. there, so what are you up to? Have you had some food like today? I guess you have, but yeah. Ant Boy, not too bad, thank you. How you doing? Hello, Harvard grad, top of class 1992. Isn't it Harvard got an R? Like Harvard, not Harvard. Harvard. Is it because of they dropped the R's? Harvard. Harvard. Park their car in the Harvard yard. Just eating and having some Chinese herbal wine. Oh, really? Herbal wine. So that's like wine with a bunch of herbs in it. And like a... Nah, Murphy, no, I don't know. 50 proof stuff was Sprite is nice. Oh, really? 50 proof? You mean like 50% alcohol? Is that... My granddad used to drink whiskey, which was like 40% alcohol, but they put like stuff in it. Wine made with herbs. All right. So is that, yeah, for like, so that you can feel like you're having something healthy? Is that, well, it's actually herbal wine, so it's actually healthy. Is that what, to kind of like, like Jaeger? Oh, really? Tracy, hello. Okay. Murphy says, I like eggs. Oh, really? Okay, we're getting rid of the spam. What's this? No, just nice and tasty and strong. Oh, really? Is it just for the flavor, really? Then bit better than sugarcane rum. Oh, is it? I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know. Like, really, I haven't tried a lot of stuff really. I mean, even when I did try alcohol, it was only like very mild stuff, really. But for the most part, like sherry at Christmas or something like that. I mean, hello Blake Burton, how you doing? Okay, here we go again. I just dabble now and again, fair enough. Yeah. Hello, Penguin. Oh, God's sake. What is going on here? They have coconut wine here too. Oh, coconut wine. What's my sun sign? You mean star sign? I mean, I'm a Cancer. My next live is on Saturday. I'm going to do a homeless encampment and have conversations with a city councillor and people struggling. It's minus 17 Celsius today. People are living in tents. Yeah, it's not right, is it? Yeah, it's not right that... Yeah, hi Colin. Oh, God's sake. I don't know. Hopefully they find something better to do. Because they're saying it. The cigs and tobacco is shit though. Need to go into the jungle and provinces for the best stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, not everything's perfect over there, is it? Like there's certain things that you might miss from the UK. So I was saying like everywhere has its problems. Nothing's perfect. Oh, you Capricorn. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a Cancerian. Not here for perfection. Yeah, that's the thing, is that you have to weigh up the pros and cons. Friday I'm going to watch the sentencing of a, what's it? Girl involved in a drunk driving accident eyewitness. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, Scott, you're gone. Here for the weather, the lifestyle, the people, and a decent wife. Yeah, yeah, that's it. You know, you've got to find your yeah. So what are you gonna do about? Because I know you would see your kid every so often. So like, what's gonna happen with that? You gonna like go back and see your kid? Like, how often will you be doing that? If you don't mind me asking. Food is brilliant. Oh yeah, but it's a lot. It's going to be a lot cheaper in it as well. Like if you can. Well, the idea is that one of the best things to do would be probably if you can get an online income, then your money's just going to stretch a lot further. Even if it's just like a side income, it's like that could just like pay for some of your expenses, like your food and your bills and stuff. And then all this other money you make can just go on like whatever the hell you want. Her mother has ruined her, mate, turned her against me. That's shit, that, isn't it? Yeah. Hopefully, in time, that'll change. But, hello, Super Mustafa 98. What do I remind you of? Oh, God. Why do they keep doing this? The eggs thing, like, what? It's not even funny. I don't get it. Like, have they got nothing better to do? Zelensky, oh yeah, people keep saying that. Okay. Okay. Right. I don't want to repeat because of respect, but I should tell you. Okay. But yeah, so it's just shit when, yeah, like, when you're not in. Is that part of the reason why you left the UK then? Because you're like, well, I don't really see my child. So it's like, well, I don't really want to stay anymore because it's like I've nothing to stay for kind of thing and just new life, fresh start, you know. You get to just kind of start over again. So like, yeah, so you're gonna get married, you were saying, and so what, are you thinking maybe like having more children or not, or are you just gonna like, because it can be quite a commitment doing that. Because I've been thinking like, is it even worth it in this day and age? Yeah, and eventually, yeah, it's just so you just got to try and get your life together in it really, and just focus on that. Make sure that don't want to die alone. Yeah, yeah. Just got to make sure that you're ready for whatever. Yeah, yeah. Dying alone seems like a bit of a shitty way to go, in it. And Filipino wise, I've heard about people saying that Filipinos are make good wives. Got to spread the seed as well. That's what I was thinking. That why I would want to have one is that I would want to. Yeah, I remember when we used to talk. You was kind of more going on about hi Fernie, more just wanting to kind of just party and things like that, and just party in friggin' Portugal or Spain or whatever, and just in a like a villa or something. That was the dream that you was kind of um. Anyway, hello Antonio. Yes, I am. Hello, Sahil Sharma. British people have got their country taken over. Hilarious. You know about the whole migration thing or something? no divorce here either. So, and cheating means jail time. So it's better bet for us, not like UK. That's the thing. I was talking about this before, that cheating, in my opinion, should be a jailable offence, because I've heard some people actually will unalive themselves over it. Because I remember there was a channel that I was watching. I can't remember the name of it, but it was talking about this thing of like somebody being cheated on. This was somebody who had a child with this woman, and she was rubbing it in his face on some Snapchat story about cheating. Just absolutely just soulless people. It's just absolutely just, what's the word? Just absolutely yeah, just horrible. But it can really destroy somebody's life, that kind of stuff. That level of humiliation and just so like basically, yeah. So like when people get into a relationship, they know that you know they have to make sure to that if they can't be like loyal to the person, then it should be they shouldn't be in that type of relationship. I mean, if it's agreed on that it's an open relationship or something, then okay. But when people are like with somebody and then the the false pretenses of being, you know, that this is, you know, like a closed relationship or whatever, and that they're going to be loyal, then they should keep to that. Unless they say otherwise, that it's an open relationship, then yeah. If you're married to a Filipina and she cheats, it's adultery, it's illegal. Same goes for a man as well. But worse for women, Filipinos are mostly loyal, though, anyway, and respect their man. Also, great mothers. Yeah, yeah, they value more like traditional values, I believe. So there is that. The only thing with Philippines I've heard is that you can't buy a house. You can only buy like a part of a building or something. Like you can buy like a condo or something like that. I've heard. That's what I've heard anyway. That you can, but they're a lot cheaper than here. But yeah, always bad eggs everywhere. Just less so here. The chick I'm with is amazing. Never met anyone like her. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like some people over in this country are just they're just very fickle and very not very loyal. But yeah, it all resurfaces in the end anyway. People can always tell if you're not authentic. Yeah, exactly. You know, everything comes out in the wash eventually. They say, don't they? You know, you can have condos and build, yeah, only foreigners. But once you're married, it's different. Yeah, but then you can only own part of it. Like if you're a single person, then you can only, isn't it that you can only own 40% of a house or something if you're a foreigner, if I remember. But you can apparently own a part of a building, like a condo, for example. Like you could own a condo or something if you're a foreigner, if I remember, because it's part of a building. You don't own the land that the building is on. You can only own 40% of the land or something, from what I remember. When I get work and get married, I can be naturalized and own whatever. So yeah, I don't want land anyway. All right. Yeah. So what you were saying is that yeah, you have to be married to own whatever. Yeah. I watched one clip of Love Island, that reality show. It was crazy is that how 20 to 30-year-olds actually treat dating. Yeah, they're treating it like just very superficial, isn't it? And I mean, of course, we have preferences and we want to, but it's this whole thing of very, yeah, kind of fickleness and all that. But yeah, so you don't want land, but then I don't know. It's yeah, depends on what you want to do, really. Love Island is entertainment, not reality. Yeah, true. But there's people who treat it as such. Still, that's the problem. There's people who will treat the show like that, and oftentimes people start to mimic what they see in entertainment. That's the problem. Yeah, but a lot of people do actually mimic that type of thing, and oftentimes people do kind of, in some ways, have a similar kind of view on things. It's just maybe it's more exaggerated in that. You are so serious, I can't even really. But no, like condo units are great, come in all sizes. You can own one, and if the whole building project is owned by a Filipino, 60%, it's fine. Foreigners can own a condo, and it's just like a flat, usually better. Yeah, I've seen some videos of it where you can get like something for like say £400 or £500 a month, let's say, and you get like sometimes even like a shared swimming pool, shared like gym facilities, all sorts of stuff with it in some cases. So the much better value for money. Thailand, yeah, but yeah, Thailand's a bit more expensive than the Philippines. Philippines is one of the cheapest. I'd say the cheapest is probably like round there is probably like Indonesia, but they might not be the best for everybody. You can build houses as well and own businesses as long as your partner is Filipino, right? Yeah, so you couldn't own 100% of a business. You have to, yeah, they have to own 60% of it. Well, thank you, AE Coach. Yeah, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Yeah, I'm renting in a hotel for 280 quid a month. That's mad. So that's a hotel. That's just a hotel, is it? Right. So is that like just like pay monthly? So it's not even like a contract, is it, or something? Hi, Anthony. Thailand, worst place to live, says happy, sunny, love music. It depends. Some people love it there, you know? Some people find that life is, yeah. I've heard there's some like really like quite cheap places in Philippines. I've heard, I think, is it Iloilo or something that I've heard it's even cheaper there than where you are. Like it's so there's some really cheap places. Because I've heard there's some places where I don't know if it's Iloilo or one of the, but I've heard there was some place in the Philippines where there's like fruit and veg growing around there, and you get it like dirt cheap. Because it depends if there's like if they've got fruit and veg growing around there, then you've got like locally sourced fruit and veg, and that'll be like great if you want to get a lot of access to like tropical fruit and stuff like that. Hello, is this a thing? It says I love Thailand. Yeah, yeah. I love Thailand. Thailand's great. I love the lady boys. They're very they are very. I love the it's like Baphomet. They've got like like both male and female features. Everywhere make bananas and coconuts all over, and all the fruit and veggies grown and sold here. Yeah, it'd be better for like foraging or something. Like, so you could like forage bananas and coconuts. You say? So I've seen like people talk about like about that where they can just pick off coconuts off the trees and stuff, and yeah, it's all fresh, so it'd be like paradise for that. Whereas here, it's like yeah, we get berries, we get things like that, but like the quality of like the fruits and stuff, like the tropical fruits, it's like yeah. Oh yeah, Phuket. I've heard of Phuket. Yeah, that's is that like the second biggest city in Thailand or something? Wallace D. Wattles, what's that? It's the science of getting rich. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff on getting rich, like, but I've heard some of it's a bit of like grift type stuff. Like apparently there was this thing called Rich Man Poor Dad, which is this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's I think Japanese or something. But apparently he was some kind of grifter or something. But yeah, it's like you get all these books. There's another book called 4 Hour Work Week or something. It's just I don't know. I don't know whether I would get much value from a lot of these things, but maybe I should look into them just to kind of see what I could get, really. No, I just like to walk around sometimes. I'll see you later. Fernie, you said catch you later day off, so I'll be here. What do you mean you'll be? You said actually, what are you saying, you'll be back or something, or what do you mean? Stay tuned says this. Okay, whatever. No, that book is 100 years old, very to the point, and talks about energy. So later on, yeah. Okay, see you later, Fernie. Have a good day. Hello, Lily Hill. How are you doing today? Hope you're well. Yeah, welcome in here. Nice to meet you also. It's good to talk about all this stuff, and like, because it's all about giving people options as a way to quote unquote leave the matrix or whatever you want to call it, get out of the system. Because a lot of Apple Tree, a lot of people feel stuck, don't they? A lot of people, they're stuck in a life. Maybe it's whether it's their job, maybe it's the weather, whatever it might be. And it's about giving people options, giving people some hope that they can, kind of tailor the life to what they want it to be. Like if they prefer warmer climates, then, let's talk about how people can do that. So for some people, it might be being an entrepreneur, starting an online business. Maybe it's starting a vlog, whatever it is that you want to do. Because like we were saying, if you can get a place for £280 a month in the Philippines, and food is probably what, less than £100 a month. I don't know exactly. Depends on what maybe if you're getting a lot of takeaways and stuff, it's going to be a bit more. But I've heard in some cases, you could get street food for a couple of quid. So if you're doing that, say and then just having some cheap bits of I've heard bananas and stuff like that, really cheap there. So you might only be spending £3-4 a day at most on food or something. It's I'm kind of being a bit sort of conservative, but let's just say it was £100 a month. So that only puts you up to £400 a month. And then you've got a few other expenses. So you're looking at probably £500-600 a month. Because if you're factoring things like transport and stuff like that. So I've heard that's what they can kind of live on kind of comfortably. £600 a month. Whereas I think in if I remember Thailand, it's probably about £700-800 a month. It's a little bit more expensive. So yeah, hello Matrix man, good to see you. How are you doing? Conservative on food. I'm just saying now, depends on, if you cook your own food, if you're trying to budget for food, then, it can be cheaper or something. And the game of life and how to play it is good for those who want to master the matrix. Yeah. What's that? Aren't they paid lower wages than us? That is true. If your wages are coming from there, this is the point of being like a digital nomad. If you can become a digital nomad and you can earn, let's say, even just a few £100 a month online, then yeah. What about, let's say, if you invest money, let's say you invest money for a few years and you start to make some dividends off that. And now you're making £500 to £1,000 a month in dividends off of investments or something. I was wondering if that would be an idea as a way to kind of just have enough just to kind of get by over there. Till I don't know if that's worth doing, or it was an idea that I had to kind of where, if someone wanted to, let's say, save up a certain amount of money, and then that just gives them enough to, trade in. Mate, what about trading? Are you talking about to make money or something? But yeah, they are paid lower if your money is coming from over there, from what I understand. But if you can become a, online, something online, if you have a YouTube channel, most of your audience is probably going to be from foreign countries anyway. Dividend stock, sorry, good shout. Just need a big investment for it to pay enough. Yeah, that's true. You just put in bits every month. Some say, if you put in £100, £200 a month, then after a few years, you've now got, let's say you've got, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000. That's probably still not enough. Maybe you have to put a bit more in than that. But yeah, if you can get to a point where you've got about 50,000 in it. So if you can be quite sort of frugal with your money and just sort of put money into investments, then you've got some leverage there. So you can maybe have like a few £100 a month in dividends. So yeah, that's the thing, is the idea of having multiple streams of income. So if you had, say, the investment, and then you maybe had some like other income on the side. Maybe you just did something over there, but it is true that they do get paid less over there. Like a teacher, I've heard, only gets like a few £100 a month in most cases, whereas here teachers get like, anywhere from about maybe £4,000 or £5,000 a month usually, something like that. I'm not exactly sure how much, but they're usually on about probably 50k a year. Everybody's different though, so yeah. I've heard of that one, The Way of the Superior Man. I've heard of that one actually, but depends on the return. Usually not more than 5 to 10%. Yeah. If it's an index fund, it's about 10%, but then it can have down periods as well. But you have to kind of just be willing to, kind of deal with that. Obviously, I was talking the other day about property investments, but then that's a bit more active, which is something that you would have to probably have some manager to deal with it. Especially if you decided you wanted to like go abroad or something, you would have to have somebody else to see to that. But I think it depends on what kind of lifestyle you want. I personally wouldn't choose Asia. I'd be more drawn somewhere like Sweden, Norway, or something similar. Personally, I would be finding that could be quite depressing, and like half the year would be like the winters are even worse than they are here. It's just, I suppose at least you got snow and stuff, but I mean, it'd be pretty bleak, I would imagine. I mean, it'd be pretty bleak, I could imagine, if, you love winter. I don't know, I prefer summer when it's just bright and sunny, and I don't know, like my mood could feel a bit kind of, why the fuck is there a ladybird in here? What the fuck is going on? I thought ladybirds were supposed to be like a summer thing, but what the hell's that doing in here? The hell? The hell's that doing in here? Yeah, I don't mind it up to a point, but too much heat could be too much. Hello, Annie. How you doing? Hope you're all right. Yeah. You own the house and the land. What are you talking about? Oh, really? Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. What's that? Vitamin D and sun has made me feel ace. I can't stand the cold. Yeah, cold's just miserable, and just, it's not the cold itself. I mean, I can wrap up and feel warm, but it's just the vibe of it, when it's dull and, seasonal affective disorder and all that, you could call it. I mean, yeah, people can use UV lamps and stuff like that, but it doesn't beat the natural sunlight, in my opinion. And also, people are just going to be a lot more positive as well, which can affect your vibration. So when we talk about vibrations and things, you probably want to put yourself in an environment where people are more positive, because that's going to make you more positive, which is going to have a positive kind of like feedback loop, or whatever you call it, where you're just going to put out more positivity, which is then going to give you more positivity back. So I think part of the whole manifestation thing is to actually put yourself in an environment that is conducive for that. Because if you're in an environment full of scarcity and unscarcity-minded people, you're more likely to fall into that, which is just going to perpetuate that. So, yeah, nearly 9 a.m. in shorts and vest. Yeah, that's the thing. Positive morning play baseball clash. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's just but it's good to talk about these things. But I've heard, say, like in Sweden and somewhere like that, it can be quite expensive. They have high taxes there and things like that. So I don't know if it's whether the wages account for that. I don't know, but I've heard that taxes are very high. But they do argue that they have high taxes, but they do get distributed back into society in some way. Your mind is also an environment. Be careful what you consume online and mind your thoughts. Yeah, that's it, Yeah, it's all about just picking your content wisely. Make sure that you're not allowing yourself to doom scroll randomly. I don't know. I just personally wouldn't want to be living in somewhere that bleak. Personally, maybe I would visit there, but I wouldn't want to stay there. I don't think. I think for me, somewhere like Spain or somewhere like the Mediterranean would probably be the best of both worlds, where it's like it never gets too hot for the most part, especially like if it's somewhere on the coast where it's get a bit of breeze. Like I could, I was in Barcelona like back in 2009. I mean, it was hot, but because it was like near the sea, it was a little bit of breeze. And I could manage that, and but like it's not going to get too cold in the winter though. That's the thing. Whereas here, it's just I don't know. It'll never get too miserable. Like I saw videos of me where my like uncle, like because he lives in Almeria, Spain now. He has actually his own channel doing that, but it's like. The seasons are totally different over there. Like winter over there would feel like probably almost like summer here. Like that's the difference of it. Gibraltar. That's technically it's a British, what is it? British territory, isn't it? Something. Yeah. Hi, lefties. Yeah, Stella. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't think of anything worse. What? I don't know. Everyone's different, I suppose, but yeah. I'd rather be like where it's I don't know. Having that warmth is just something it just brings up the mood. But it's something I think I would get used to even if it was getting quite hot. Whereas cold weather is just I don't know. Not into all that really. Has anyone ever heard of Muscle Beach in California? I think that'd be cool to be at. Like, imagine if you could just like go out and just like work out. They have all sorts of equipment there, and it's always nice weather for the most part. So they can just like use that stuff all year round because you'll get sort of like your like Americans and stuff where they've got oftentimes good weather throughout the year, and it's like they can use all this outdoor stuff all the year. Whereas here, it's like sometimes it's just not good weather for using the outdoor stuff. Sometimes like it'll all frosted up and like America is, but I'm just saying like, but maybe you've got stuff where you are. Maybe you can just use outdoor equipment or something. I don't know, but we do get bits of outdoor equipment here. It's just sometimes it's just not good weather to go out and do it. Like it's not good if you're out in the rain doing it, really, is it? Hello, El Ibrahim. Hello, Sad Slick. Okay. Hello, Swathy. How you doing? Hope you well. Okay, why are you just trying to like be snarky and whatever? I thought you was being alright, and then you just be like, "Oh, it's the I don't know, man." Oh, thank you, E Parker. Have a good one. Okay. All right. I'm gonna restart the live, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, hang on. You look like you've come out of the army. Yeah, I know a lot of people have said that. Right, I'll be back soon.